This is like the
I mean,
battle of
but what-
genius
Battle
minds.
Why would you say
I just
zero?
feel like
why-
I'm getting smarter being in
Can
between
you
you two
explain
right now.
the term zero gravity?
Innocent
If
till
there's no
proven,
gravity, why not
innocent
just
till
zero?
proven guilty. Oh, and you have to prove it.
Explain quantum entanglement then.
Well,
My brain is
I
growing.
can't do it very much, but I can explain that Kunkka ban because he's a good hero.
I think
That's
that was
about
the
it.
Yeah.
second phase bans we discussed for the team that has the 10th pick.
Yep.
Man, we're good.
Who's
What if they ban OD too? We're psycho.
You think they will?
Who? What, EG?
Liquid will
Liquid.
ban OD.
I don't think Arbe's going to play OD because he pretty much only plays Ember and Invoker from what I've seen.
But don't you want to see him possibly mix it up after losing the Liquid 2 series already?
Yes,
change something
but I
up.
don't know if he will.
Okay.
They seem very happy keeping him on as Invokers and Embers.
Yeah.
Both heroes, of course, still in the pool.
And
I
they
think
banned
that Bristle
Bristle.
ban's a little surprising.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess
how often do you see the Coddle team ban Bristle?
that's true. I guess it's one of the few heroes who's decent against Night Stalker as well, because the nuke's not as good. You just run
Exactly.
away, and he actually does more damage than you do to him. Maybe they're just scared of that frontline pressure, or just getting run over, right? Lycan and Bristle both kind of these 20 to 25 minute, you have a good lane, you're just going to get your towers pushed in.
Yeah, one of those instances where you just get items on Enigma.
Well, let's see, Liquid. What do you want to take away on the big boys of EG? I mean, so we...
You know, Crit does play the Wyvern. I wonder if that's worth banning. I mean, they've kind of proven they don't care enough about the Black Hole, so perhaps they'll just ignore it and go for more important things.
I mean, do you expect them to pick at something to go through BKB for the Enigma to stop him?
I mean,
feel you should.
Oh,
Even
the,
if
Ru
it's
the
small.
Rubik was still in. That's way better. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
that's-
Whoop, Black
all right,
Hole
forgot
guaranteed
that was
every
there.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the few heroes that guaranteed Black Hole. It's a damn good one to steal.
Yeah.
I'm curious, going back to the Night Stalker, how good do you guys, like coming in this tournament, obviously some people were saying it's good. How good do you think it is?
I
Like,
think it's very good if you have 3 core players willing to play it.
Okay.
I think it's also very good if you don't. So, in your
So
answer
it's
to your
a very
question,
good
it's a
hero.
very
is
good
what you're
hero.
saying.
Man, my
But
IQ
it is
just keeps going up
It
and up.
is especially good if you have 3 cores. What was it? Vici Gaming, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They
They
can
played it
play in all
everywhere.
roles. Oh, a Liquid Pango.
Is this EG?
Mike,
Yeah.
the
Have we got the teams the right way around? We need production.
so are you guys? What are you guys thinking then? Is it like the 4 Pango like EG's played it, or
Well,
I
it's-
think it's reversed. I think it's
Okay.
a boxy Pango and it's a
It's gotta be boxy
Taiga
Pango.
Enigma.
Tyga's shown he's just too good at Enigma. You don't really want him
Yeah.
off that hero, and it can be a lot greedier, right? With Enigma as a 4, you can jungle while Pango soaks. You can't do it the other way around, really.
Like Enigma can basically pull the lane back, move to the jungle, the wave pushes in, Pango's able to get that farm. Already is a bit of a safer laner. I mean, who knows?
do you
Perhaps
think it
we'll
was
see
a
it either
deny
way.
pick as well, possibly? Obviously, EG's the
that
one team playing it, and they have
Pango plus Cottle, and it would certainly have been a possibility for EG.
The,
So I think a little bit of it is taking it away from them.
The double swashbuckle's pretty good, but this
Whoa.
is quite the hero.
Was that TNC we saw play the 4 Disruptor?
Yeah,
Looks like
for Tim's.
that's what it'll be here.
And he
yeah,
rushed
I mean,
18-minute Aghanims.
yeah, I like it because it just disables. I mean, you get that if as a 4 you get it quicker, you get that Aghanims, and you have a huge impact late
And
game.
you've got to sort of consider the vision game, the chase game, right? These 3 heroes,
Oh, yeah.
if they want to kill you, they're going to kill. They're going to be able to chase you halfway across the map.
I
That's a
don't
good thought, yeah.
particularly like the Disruptor that much here. They already have Swap. Enigma BKBs and blinks before he is ever... Like, you're not going to cancel once he's
True.
BKB.
So why do you think they picked it then? 'Cause it is kinda
just
strange,
more
right?
team fight, and I think it is about the chase. It's this idea, like,
the
I feel like they're going to get
Night
some tower pressure, and they're probably just going to try and, like, run this game down. Probably, like, tower pressure and roshing is the 2 most important things left for EG right now. I see TA still in the pool.
A PL.
PL.
Isn't PL not good versus Coddle Night Stalker when he just has double void?
Well, because as a PL, I mean, you already, now with this PL, you're heavily relying, right, on the Venge to sort of save your bacon. Because
Every
if
time.
Night Stalker gets on top of you, you're
Yeah.
screwed. Manta's not going to
Dude.
do anything, you're silenced. If Disruptor drops an ult on you, you're screwed. You have to make sure that the save's going to be there from the Venge.
I've played this game before,
It's
guys. Click the hero portraits up top for the love of God.
Don't click the
all-
illusions.
it's
Yeah,
so,
you'll-
it's so
Oh, yeah.
like just trying to click the PL when he's doing all his stuff. That's
Oh.
what the icon's
So
for.
it looks like it is the RTs.
It could be
Ahmed.
I'd rather Arteezy play it. I think after seeing Eurus's performance from Vici Gaming, like he showed us how solid Night Stalker is. Like this is exactly what Vici did, right? They picked Night Stalker, first pick, put it in the safe lane.
Yep.
It had one of the best games we've ever seen of a Night Stalker,
And
and in a core
yeah.
position.
And
So
not
if,
only just the voids, right? Like we saw
Yeah.
him when he got the Abyssal Blade and items. That hero does a lot of damage with that
Yes.
ulti.
and we're going to see a whole different kind of Arteezy Void.
Nice.
there's
Oh,
the spa-
yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, very good.
All right, last picks. Do we got any guesses? We'll let the last band go out, and then you each have to pick for one of the teams.
Which
you have
one
to
do you
call
want?
the pick, or you're off the panel.
Okay.
All right.
Oh shit.
We're off the show.
I run a tight ship.
We're on
here.
the plane back home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Feel it?
yeah.
So
Oh,
you-
we're gonna meet EG there, airport
Yeah.
team.
Well, Ember.
I've never.
Gets
Do you
banned.
ever see teams at the airports when you go back home?
Sometimes.
I've flown with one team. That's about it.
Only when they're on your shuttle. That's the worst. When they're on your shuttle to the airport, like the day after they lost. That one's a little like, oof.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah, hopefully you're just not like Slacks. Grats on the win. We lost. Oh. Okay, so they ban out the Abed. So technically, as you guys have been
I
saying,
mean,
the
Abed OD
Invokers-
looks good.
The Invoker, maybe?
I like OD when I have a lot of vision. Just like keep getting charges off during fights. Just ulti this PL as well. It's like low int to start. I don't know, pushing
And
early.
you kind of want another. I know we talked about it. I know, Owen, you said you
Yeah.
liked more of these playmakers. Do you think you need a little more carry with an Omni Disruptor Coddle on your team? Like, you don't. I mean, you're pretty much all in on Night Stalker's physical damage, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
DK, let's go. DK. No, Storm.
Ooh. Abed Storm.
The only thing that's going to stop you is a Magic Missile, Rolling Thunder, and a Black Hole. These aren't sort of reliable catches, right? Two of them are ultimates. One's a slow-moving projectile. You got fast fingers on the Storm, you're not going to die. You're not going to die. It's a pretty solid Storm game. And the thing is, you know that on Liquid's side, Blitz, he's watching this trial. He's going, it's a good Storm game.
It's
My
game's
Oh,
over.
Look at his face.
He knows.
He's
Blitz
like,
knows.
oh, this is a good Storm game.
All right, who you?
But now Blitz he's got to know what to pick, right? He's
Well, I
seen a
mean,
final pick Storm.
this-
Blitz is going to have the answers.
This team loved Storm. They picked it all the time last year. It was one of Koikfa's best heroes. They were first picking it for a while.
They were
Right?
For
I
a
mean,
lot- that and Brood. They were
That's
bringing both, yeah.
intense. To just like first phase Storm Spear, they have so much confidence in it. So you have to imagine they also understand a lot of its weaker matchups.
Smiles.
Wait, did you just say Brood? Who said Brood?
No, I
did.
said they were first picking Brood and Storm during
But
that
why not
period.
Brood? Or does Brood just get... Do you have too tough of a
I
lane?
think
I
with-
think Koifa could get away with a Brood game here.
If he wanted to make a lot of space.
Hmm.
But I feel like Night Stalker is very good at chasing. Yeah, you don't want to Brood here.
I don't think
There's
yeah.
too much
I
chase.
think if he
Too
find
much,
the lane,
too much catch. Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
So that's going to be tiny middle, right?
Yep.
We're assuming
Koifa
it's
tiny.
Koifa. All right, and it is the Taiga on
And
Enigma.
Arteezy,
What
Night
a-
Stalker.
All right, guys. Everyone take a deep breath for 3 seconds, and then I want to hear some sweet explanations on which team you think's going to win, but most importantly, the why.
The why. To me, I'm favoring EG here. I'm not really that into this idea of the Phantom Lancer with relatively weak protection in lane. Like you have a Vengeful Spirit who's not the best 5 in the laning stage, and then you have a support Enigma along with this offlane Pango. I feel like there's so much pressure on Koikfa and Boxy to make so many moves at the start of this game and get a lot of kills done.
I've got to agree. I think the PL is a risky pick. The Tiny, sure, it might be able to sort of edge Arbed out the lane, but we've seen Arbed so many times be able to recover, and Storm's a perfect hero to do so. He can very easily kill off the neutrals, and the playmaking from EG is going to be pretty insane, being able to move around with the Arteezy Night Stalker, whereas on Liquid, they do have like this Tiger Enigma. He's a little bit greedy. They're going to need a little bit of time for him, so he can go for that blink, which he's going to get sort of 10 minutes in. But the amount of ways they can get to the back lines, and the fact that they've got Ramses as well ready to save them, I think all in all, EG's got not just a slightly better draft, I think it's an extremely better draft. Easy game for EG.
Crit and Fly's positioning is very important here, though. Like, if they just get caught by Boxy or Koikfa, then these fights are not going to look very good. They're an important support system here. They have to watch for those early aggressive movements and try and counter the TPs to the Tier 1 towers.
Okay, sounds like the panelists here think EG might have the better draft, but we're going to hear from the mans with the plans, Lyrical and Cap.
Never fail to impress with the outros there, Grant. And man, Cap, here we are. It's going to be EG versus Liquid. The panel's feeling EG. Are you feeling the boys in blue as well?
I am a little bit. I think that Phantom Lancer is definitely a curveball, but both sides really did take a lot of curveballs here. We have 2 new heroes from Liquid that they haven't picked this tournament, both in the Pango as well as the Phantom Lancer, and 3 new heroes on the side of EG. They haven't picked up Storm Spirit or Night Stalker yet this tournament. And I think no Omni Knight either. I'm pretty sure about that. So all 3 of their cores are different from what we've seen so far at MDL. And I think that's important because obviously these teams can play it. Both of the teams are very well experienced and such. But when you come into this tournament, especially since there's not a whole lot of information outside of this tournament, right, the last time we saw EG was the NA qualifiers, there is going to be a distinctive idea of how to play the game, and that's going to adapt a little bit as you start playing more matches. And Evil Geniuses, they're certainly taking away from their greedy approach that they had before, and they're going to be playing a very fast pace, and it's Liquid who are going to be taking the greedier approach against EG.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch how that plays out. I think that probably that matchup the other day against Vici Gaming told a lot to EG about how they might need to play going forward, as Crit is going to tango on through there and get himself away from the Phantom Lancer Illusions. The other thing is that it's just the type of matchup where, you know, Arteezy's playing on this Night Stalker. I want to see how much more involved he gets. You were saying even during the draft that you felt like it might be Abed that could have been the one that's playing it.
Yeah, simply because of the way they've been using Abed as a mid, it's been a lot of those Ember Spirits, Gyrocopters, Invoker, Quaswex Invokers. He's been a space creator for Arteezy, but they're actually going to let Abed do the hard carrying in this game, and I think that's one of the great things about EG rosters. All three cores can carry games for you. And I think it's quite a strong Storm Spirit game too, because I think it's nice to always be able to have that threat on the Phantom Lancer. This big AoE rolling and nuke that you have, there's not a ton of disables that you have to fear. It's a hero that can get on top of the Enigma, so even with, you know, Linken's and BKB, you can still be jumped on by a Storm Spirit. Being able to have the superior initiation is fantastic. And that aggressive nature is going to play really well into their supports. Both the Keeper of the Light and the Disruptor are supports best played offensively. They don't want to be reacting too much to team fights being forced upon them. They want their cores to go in and follow it up.
Well, the aggressive playstyle, I'm sure, is going to start back up once we get a little bit later into the game. For now, at least, it's pretty much what we've been expecting to see so far of 2 lanes apiece, with a little bit, it looks like, of the Disruptor rotating, or rather the Enigma rotating up into the Dire jungle, not wanting to be harassed while that's all going on. And you know, he could hypothetically even make a rotation over towards mid if he wanted to, with Quakefoot in the area. Tiny, definitely somebody that get a little bit aggressive. It's actually Abed who's beaten into Quakefoot a good amount, and, well, gets just first blood. I don't know. That was the weirdest thing in the world.
I think he got a little bit of creep block there, and he had to go all the way around. And then just getting into tower range, that really sucked. But this is terrible because Koifa has been a big part of the backbone for Liquid. He has been super consistent at this tournament, I feel like, has won a lot of mid matchups. Taiga, getting a lot of damage here. Boxy with the body blocks, too. An easy kill for Taiga. Unfortunately, not first blood, though, because Koifa.
I know, right? That would have been wonderful starting out for Taiga, but not going to happen. You can see that already also Storm Spirit has the regen rune bottled up, ready to go. We'll see if that trend continues. See the best of runes for him to get. Love it a little bit later on.
Fly died, TP back in, immediately being zoned out by Eidolons again. Not feeling good.
And it's hard out here for a man. I mean, I don't think that they get that kill if he doesn't get the body blocks in either, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
If he's that close over to the Pango.
The harassment from this lane is so good. The Disruptor Omni Knight. I love this because you know you can just keep on playing into them over and over again.
Oh, and wanting to go in for the purification kill. Easy for Ramses.
That was like barely on the outside of the range, but Ramses, he played a few safe lane Omni Knights for Virtus Pro, so he knows this hero. Even if, I'm not even sure if he played it during the NA qualifiers.
I mean, it's the type of hero that we always saw, and that was one of the strengths of VP back in the day as well, was the ability to have any of those cores be the one that wins you the game. And it's feeling like that might be something that they need to have from the new EG lineup, as already we're having that little bit of the departure with Arteezy on the Night Stalker this time and Abed on the Storm. So as far as these early goings go, it looks like Enigma having a nice time of it, got that 1 kill. And it doesn't look like Tiny's really been that far set back after the death. Still 25-7 versus the 18-0 on Storm. Well,
pull back.
Again.
The attempt. Good try, good try. It would have been a sick kill, right? The Malphite stun underneath tower and then the follow-up avalanche. They would have just kept him chain stunned underneath the tower, but I was slightly surprised when I saw the Omni Knight pickup from EG, but it is really good at being able to pressure Phantom Lancer in the laning because he's one of the few offlaners that you can't Phantom Rush him out of lane. You start doing that, you're just going to get Purification nuked. Any big, like, magic damage nukes are going to use this. He's like a little bit low health, high armor sort of hero, so magic damage harassment is really good against Phantom Lancer, as is a good amount sustained in Omni Knight's both.
It's just so frustrating to play against this Disruptor, I feel like. The 2 points already up in Thunderstrike, and you can see Insania popping the salve there. We'll have to keep our eyes on like what the regen distribution is as well, and if the CS maybe is a little bit deceptive. As we get ready for these 5-minute bounties, looks like it's going to be a trade-off down bottom of 1 apiece, and same up top.
Oh, they got the toss back onto Abed mid, but he's going to try and go for the kill onto Koifun. Might just be able to zip forward. One more shot. A healing self saves him, but the second shot will get the kill.
Man, that was sick. So they managed to find the 1 kill there on the other side, and now the rotation over Insania gonna force crit back the other direction. So Abed making something out of nothing. So he barely hit that level 6 and makes the kill happen.
I don't know. What do you think, Lyrical? Do you like the greediness of Liquid's drafts? Are you okay with this?
I think so. The biggest thing to me is, like, I almost would rather have had almost any other hero besides PL. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally anybody. But
yeah,
given that it's
that.
a PL, I still think that they'll probably potentially be able to do it. It just is like, you know, if they're able to keep it even through these night times, particularly now until 10 minutes, and then, of course, the big one coming around when likely our tour will have the Aghanims. That's going to be the spooky moment.
The Enigma certainly enables the Pango's lane quite a bit by being able to have this like presence in lane without soaking experience. That's like really important because Pango being able to get to his level 3, 5, and 6 are so important.
See down there again, just doppelgangering off the Thunderstrike. They can maybe play a little bit more aggressive here now, knowing that that's on cooldown. Very long cooldown at those early levels on the PL. And Moxie again forced back a little bit, but RTZ doesn't really want to get that aggro right now. It looks like just trying to farm up. And yeah, they're punishing him back. Glimpse back in, trying to find the punish. Phantom Rush trying to walk away. Mikke is going to take a big nuke there from the Purification, and one more doppelganger, one more punch. He's trying to find the real illusion, and that's going to be the one.
Meanwhile, they're able to get the kill on Pango at top lane, and they're trying to dive Tiger right now. The Eidolons will scare RTZ back, but a good job being able to kill Boxy there. All important because I really feel like watching Liquid, it's so clear to me. Where Boxy goes, Liquid goes. You know, if Boxy has a good lane, he's an offlaner that can really carry for you. But he can also have a lot of feeding moments.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think that in that situation, again, he's trying to min-max it to the best of his abilities and everything, and got into stay in lane somewhat against the Night Stalker, but already at 2,000 gold lead. Like, EG are definitely feeling like they're hitting their stride here. And again, we've repeated it a couple times, this is not the EG that we've been used to seeing, where more often than not they're just passively farming up the lanes. Right now they're just winning them pretty hard.
Yeah, RTZ, I love the fact they elevated this Night Stalker into a safe lane position outside of off lane or even mid that we've seen once or twice. You need that Aghanim Scepter, I think, nice and early against Phantom Lancer. A Night Stalker ahead can be really hellish for Pango to play against. And I think even like this Tiny and stuff, they're going to suffer being able to actually burst down Night Stalker because he gets so tanky when he does build into the Axe.
And like, when is Mikke actually going to come online? Like, this hero, he's in the struggle bucket right now. Sitting with the Wraith Fan and boots.
It's going to be a long time. I love the fact that the panel brought up, like, is this an EG draft? The whole Pango and Enigma. They did, they are a little less greedy in the fact that they're running Pango 3 rather than 4. That's one of the greediest things I think you can think of. So they are going to have this playmaker out of their offlane position, who's now level 7. You expect him to make some rotations. Like, somebody's got to punish Ramses for doing this to Mikke right now.
Dude, this is just absurd. Like, back behind the tower, he can't even farm jungle. Like, normally the place that you escape to is to see Taiga get taken down. Even that is denied by Ramses. This is the most abusive Omni Knight I've seen in a cool minute, because usually they just feed and die over and over again. But Ramses playing it well. They need him to.
And he's going to try and probably push in the wave until somebody shows up. Whenever one of those enemy carries goes jungle, you want to try and either invade jungle yourself or start threatening the tower.
God, and nobody can stay in this lane. They're just not safe. Try to pull the creeps back in closer and they just purify and run at him. This guy's got 1,100 HP.
This is definitely rough because in order to kill him, you probably need at least 2 cores and a support. Otherwise, in like a short lane like the off lane, you're going to have TP rotations. It's going to take too long to kill the Omni Knight. The entire thing could turn around and blow up in your face.
Well, at least Foxy and Tiny are having a pretty decent game right now. Though, again, he's in a little bit of trouble. All right, he's just going to do ring around the rosy, dodge away from the ball that's rolling in at him. And when this wears out, Boxy got to be a little bit careful. He's very healthy, but not going to dive.
The phase boots is an interesting choice, but I think probably a good one. He needs the armor, and he's got the Enigma to supply him with mana via arcane boots.
Quick, so they're going to pop the regen rune and just heading back the other direction. Nighttime. Tor will probably hang out for a little while, around 2,200 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. And Quakefo reveals himself, thinking to look for a pickoff in the back. They run into Fly, and the captain is going to gladly perish. He just queues up the Illuminate. Stay off my tower.
Yeah, it's one of those deaths that as like a 5 and sometimes a 4, you just kind of try. You know, you see this lane, you see a big push coming in. If you have some sort of wave clear, it's a huge win if you can manage to kill the creep wave and then duck back into the trees, maybe TP out. But people have gotten really wise to that concept, and you'll see dives like that happen all the time. But Fly's just going to keep going for it. He knows he's creating a lot of space because EG is trying to take mid tower right now.
So if they fully commit to this one, TZ comes back in, trying to slow him down, going to pop the ultimate. Already Fly is dead, but he might still be able to play cleanup here. As Boxy trying to run away mid lane, they drop down the Static Storm, trying to kill off Quakefo Abed, but the Avalanche toss combination is going to keep him alive for the moment. Chase back in, the swap away, Quakefo living through everything, but not that one. As Insania eventually go down, Mickey goes down, they jump on the wrong illusion, but this PL still in no man's land, dove behind the tier 1. And done.
And you got to be asking, like, was this top lane tower worth it? Because you just lost your mid and you just lost a team fight. Your carry had to be in that fight. Mickey, I love how active he can get on his carry. He really takes it upon himself to be involved in these team fights and stuff. But that was one of those like harsh rotations where you're gonna regret a lot. You didn't actually change the team fight. You just added one more death, slowed down your farm, and now Evil Geniuses is up by 6k net worth. This is, I expect EG to be up based off of laning fights. I expect Omni Knight to beat the Phantom Lancer. I expect Night Stalker to vastly outfarm the Pango. And, you know, mid, it goes either way. You know, I'm not exactly sure who's better in that matchup, but even if it's 50-50, EG should be walking away with the net worth lead. This is way too big.
This
5K is way too much at 12 minutes.
Yeah, I don't really see it slowing down anytime soon. Like, that fight happened during daytime, right? Like, they popped the ultimate, but still, it's all those other heroes that are making this stuff happen. And now Abed's just back there farming up some Ancients, can hit the Shrine afterwards if he wants to. Kaya done, going for the Bloodstone. So a little bit maybe of a slightly greedier build, but it's a big old group up now. Looking for a pickoff, and, well, looks like they've got one in mind, and it's Quakefo, who is already Static Storm swapped out, but they jump on the backlines afterwards. Now the Kato ulti, a big old jump in from Boxy as well. Do they have enough damage to burst down Abed? Not quite looking like it as he decides to zip forward, finding Quakefo. Maybe a black hole opportunity, or Abed just gonna try and jump away. They get the kill. So they take down 2 for the price of 1. Now seeing if they can get out. Liquid trying to escape Boxy, chased down by Ramses. Purification and the punch down. Not enough mana, but does have the stick charges. And so they'll be able to back out.
Well, that wasn't the worst thing in the world because EG was so far ahead, and you had a killing spree on Abed, 457 gold. That's pretty nice. Phantom Lancer was farming during that time. You got to look on the bright side if you're Team Liquid when you're getting bodied this hard in the first 15 minutes.
Man, that one definitely feeling at least somewhat okay. You'd love to be able to keep Quakefo alive with that swap play, but didn't quite work out for them. As, well, 5-11, 6,000 gold lead. And looking for another pickoff there. They run into Mr. Crit.
Good pick off there for Quakefo, but I think Evil Genius is like you know, if you try and get wards down or something, it's whatever, you get picked off as support. But I think for the most part, EG should be playing kind of a 4-man. I think they're like mostly stronger in team fights than Liquid, and Boxy may have just given up his life for an arcane rune.
Swap again, trying to roll away, and all right, he's out. So Insania, oh, all right, finished it off. Come on. to get the finish.
Arteezy's like, don't worry, boys. I'll clean it up for you. Almost has an Aghanim Scepter, by the way. With the 200 health talent, him pretty much like AFK farming for the last 15 minutes, he is going to be a monster when he comes online. The second nighttime plus Aghanim Scepter, level 10 with the 200 health talent. Ugh.
I mean, this does feel like that moment, though, where if Liquid can kind of persevere, these next 5 minutes to me feel so key. And
oh, yeah.
God, finding a pickoff right now on Arteezy would be a huge part of it. If they could make this work, they don't know that they're in the area. Jump forward, finding him, the black hole initiation coming in onto this Night Stalker, trying to kill him off in time, but they just can't do it. They don't have enough in the tank. Oh, that was your moment, Liquid.
Let me tell you, Lyrical, there is no easier counter to the black hole than the white hole, because Coddle is an asshole. That's just what he does. You think you're going to be able to chain stun down this hero, but you can't do it, because he's just there, because he has a billion cast range on his Will-O-Wisp. Oh, and now Boxy, silenced up, can't really get away from the Night Stalker this way.
The chase down's going to come. They've already used the Heavenly Grace, trying to get a little bit of an escape, and he's going to be able to roll away.
That, I think, again, the Phase Boots has done so much for him. He's really focusing on the survivability. I kept looking at him going, should he have a Javelin by now? Should he have a Javelin by now? And I see Phase Boots, like, okay, upgraded boots, that's fine. Then a couple bracers. I was like, geez, you're really scared for your life here. And not going for it at all. Yule Scepter build. So that'll definitely help against a lot of these silences. And Coddle, bottom lane, going to get blown up by the combination of the Wave of Terror plus all that physical damage.
And then up top as well, they find Quakeva. Not able to get anything off, so a couple kills traded off there. Liquid not feeling quite as good about it as Arteezy gets pulled back in. They've got the Malefice there as well, trying to escape, but Boxy almost there, and they will get the kill.
That was close. Ramses was closing in for the Purification. If he gets that off, there's no way they kill Arteezy, and they're probably losing a couple heroes. Insania, well, he could try and TP away, but I think he knows Crit is around, and he'd probably just get glimpsed at some point anyway. Uh-oh, Mickey runs into a double damage Storm Spirit. That's not good. He just uses Doppelganger.
Oh, and they can get it. Malefice trying to live, but it's not going to happen. Abed is low on mana, but nobody is nearby to help out. Everybody else is dead.
He just three-shot Enigma. That Enigma has 1,000 health. He has an Ogre Axe, but, you know, double damage plus, the Static Remnant. He's level 15 with Kaya. That's a lot of damage, Lyrical.
Oh, it hurts. It's hard to deal with. This man's a monster. He decided to go back for, looked like he was queuing up the Yule Scepter, but then bought out for the rest of the way towards that Bloodstone now, it looks like again. So yeah, I mean, you look at this whole draft and the way the dynamic works, as Quakefoot was maybe looking for a blink initiation there, it just feels like this EG draft is so well set up to come online right now, and well, Arteezy is going to get hit by the Rolling Thunder. Another stun comes out. Glimpse pulling back in Insania, and he's just like, oh, no way! Oh my god, the swap back. And Boxy looks like he's going to be able to escape, maybe in a little bit of trouble as they get the Void out, White Hole down on top of it. Oh, it feels really, really bad. Ty gets chased down, but they won't be able to find any counter pickups.
Dude, I saw Insania and I was like, wait, is he really going to swap Pango? That's so risky. You're just a fight position, Insania. Just give up your life. Just die. Fortunately, Boxy doesn't get punished for it or anything. Again, without the Yule Scepter, like, he's very susceptible to silences, and they've got a lot of them. They've got the Disruptor, plus the Night Stalker AoE silence. Space for Mickey.
That's what I was about to say. Like, you know, on the one hand, they're down 8,000 gold in 18 minutes. It's not great.
Yeah.
On the other hand, as it looks like they're trying to bait down Illusion. Oh, that ain't going to work. All right, I was going to say Mickey is farming, but now Mickey is dying, and... well, that is going to be another one down. Chase away, not going to happen.
No longer space for Mickey.
Oh.
Dude, and they're killing mid.
All right, I think it might be time to stick a fork in it. Boxy, roll back in, and they can't get on top of the storm. Abed literally walking circles around Boxy.
He gives him the time. Looking for me as Boxy just cannot hit him with the Rolling Thunder. This is, like, our EG's playing this so well. The super fast lineup. Oh, Taiga.
Okay.
Straight black hole.
And into Avalanche. Toss wanting to get the finish. Arteezy walking away. They're going to TP out because they know if they stick around any longer, they were all going to die. With that, Quakefa actually doesn't have a TP right now. So they might be aware of this as they chase in and they find the Tiny. Oh, you can't run away. We got all the vision in the world. As they get the glimpse, pull him back in closer. They don't want to lose this Night Stalker here, but I don't think it's going to happen as eventually Quakeva going to be beaten down to death.
And then Abed just plays on the high ground right next to this mid-tier 2 tower, waits until somebody comes up, sure enough, and Sania goes up there maybe to D-ward or something, gets the easy kill.
Norman Bloodstone charges. And Crit gets his eyes on the Boxy. There's other people nearby Boxy as they pull back in this Pango, drop down the Static Storm one by one, man. They are getting demolished.
I mean, this is really weird. Like, Taiga didn't even turn around.
Nah.
That just says, like, they had two very different ideas of what to be doing there. Taiga's like, I'm going for bounty runes. We shouldn't be fighting there. And Boxy just, you know, kill or be killed Boxy. He runs into a hero. He has to attack.
I mean, I'm struck by something that I feel like I heard Grant say the other day, which was like, you know, EG are going to keep on playing greedy until someone forces them not to. And I feel like that was yesterday Vici, and now we're seeing this other side of the EG lineup. They're adapting, and it looks really good when it's not just 4 heroes farming.
I mean, you look at this Liquid lineup, and they have the potential for team fight, right? But Evil Geniuses is just playing this so aggressively and creating so much chaos, and every single time they get a kill, they move, right? They're not doing the thing where you get a kill and then push in the lane to be able to hit the tower. Oh, nice toss back.
Something big for them as they want to jump in, but Abed is here as well. Can they kill off this Night Stalker in time before the Storm Spirit brings them all out? Actually, Storm is fairly low on mana. He's got to be a little bit careful, but now the White Hole is down, trying to chase down a bit more. Quakeva going to get killed by that Purification. They lose the Coddle. Now they're going to lose Boxy, as he is also under fire. And the Pango, maybe, possibly? All right, yeah, he's comes back. He's not getting away.
It's a rough one. When you have to build Yules to try and chain stun these very mobile heroes like Night Stalker and Storm Spirit, because they just don't have good enough answers. Because they've got Avenge and Enigma, whose support impacts are not great in these fights right now. And see what I mean? Like, they kill bottom, Abed's immediately searching for the next kill into mid.
Yeah, man. He doesn't even care if it's heroes. He just wants Eidolons.
Yeah, he'll take that too. Denying farm away from Taiga. Because the game does get a little bit harder when he gets BKB. Again, EG's playing this fast pace because they know it's not just the Phantom Lancer, it's also the Enigma who can become quite scary if they just give a bit of farm. They didn't draft a single BKB piercing disable the last time they matched up against this same first one too. Last time they third picked the Winter Wyvern with a Coddle, saying we have to have something to break the BKB. Here, Evil Geniuses is just saying all we have to do is just play fast enough to put them on the back feet. Now we've got a 12k advantage. It almost doesn't matter if he gets a black hole. How many times have we seen a black hole from him and they can't kill that Night Stalker that they're gunning for?
It's absolutely true, and it speaks really to, you know, the problem with and the strength of the EG draft as well, is that it hits these timings before Enigma gets his items, before PL does any damage. Because I'm really curious to watch at the end of the game if it is looking the way that it feels right now, how much damage this PL has done. Because I want to say we're looking at Bulba numbers here, honestly.
Whether or not he breaks the 1k line will be determined. But what I love about the last pick is Storm is that this lineup is able to play like this. It's another hero that plays fast with them. But you don't feel the threat of the Phantom Lancer all that much, because Abed's still going to be a great one-to-one hero against him when he's ahead of the Phantom Lancer, right? When you're able to just run down with your level 25 Remnant talent and get a bunch of AoE damage and make that Phantom Lancer doppelganger away defensively.
And because we've seen so often now, like the 4 heroes of UG up on one side of the map while Abed is either farming creeps or heroes, it's really turned into this situation now as Boxy is just going to get the roll TP away. It's turned into this situation where he is 4 levels ahead of the next highest level in the game. Level 19, about to get that level 20 mark. It's tough. 10k experience lead.
You know, I was talking about the late game Storm Spirit, and I was going to add, you could even get an Aghanim Scepter, but I was like, nah, that'd be stupid to say. He's going an Aghanim Scepter. He's like, yeah, baby, more AoE control. Let's go.
Well, and if he gets the cooldown reduction, what's that bring it down to, like 9 seconds or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got the White Hole on top of it. That sounds really scary.
Yeah, pulling him deeper into that little Will-O-Wisp, that That's always really annoying. Any positioning, like Rubik's kind of annoying for that reason. If you can get Venge and Coddle together for the swap magic, keeping people inside of that Will-O-Wisp is the most infuriating thing in Dota right now.
Okay, trying to farm out this triangle, get himself to that next item, something to just make him feel a little bit stronger. But guess who's here yet again? Every time you think you got a safe space, it's not there for you. You'll step your lift up, but the silence is already coming out, and now the Will-O-Wisp, that's going to be Mickey dead. Looking like they had another one in the dust as Boxy tries to run away, but Arteezy is there, Abed is there, EG is there, and Liquid are all gone.
Blink Dagger up for Arteezy. As you can see, that Blink Silence is devastating mixed with the Coddle. It's not just about the double void. It's about the fact that you can Will-O-Wisp stun somebody, and then Night Stalker's able to get on top of them, silencing them. They can't use their mobility that they have from the Pango as well as the Phantom Lancer. They can't use their abilities to get outside of that ball. And now they're just left with... This is going to be Liquid for the foreseeable future, is that they will just be playing the split push, halfway like suiciding down lane, and hoping they'll be able to TP out fast enough. You know, you're just trying to create some space somewhere. Because you have a Phantom Lancer who only has his Diffuser Blade, isn't nearly tanky enough to deal with these AoE spells.
And you can just see with that itemization, you know, the Omni Knight going for this Solar Crest as well on top of the drums and Yule's Vlads. I mean, he's just got a ton of money. But the big thing is that it's all to the benefit of trying to help this Storm, to help the Night Stalker get these other cores online and end the game, as it looks like Roach is going to go down. Continuing to struggle right now. Liquid needing to find an answer.
We just look at the difference between this lineup and the last time this same opener between Liquid and EG happened. Last time they 9th picked an Arc Warden, and Liquid counterpicked them with the AM. Like, just a smart drafting win. But Evil Geniuses just, they say, no, we need to be much faster. We need to attack Liquid head on. I think one of the best things they did was make sure that Boxy had a pretty bad lane. Mickey wasn't able to do anything in his lane. And then, you know, Stormshare got a free kill on Koipa, so that's a win too. You lose 3 lanes in Dota right now.
Oh my god, BKB Black Hole comes out. Can they bring them down in time? It's only 2 out of all. And Arteezy trying to walk away, taking a good bit of damage as they drop down the Static Storm. Still living for now as they get the walk away. Abed shows up as well. Nobody has died from Evil Geniuses, and Liquid with a great last attempt, but it looks like they're going to come up just slightly short as the chat wheels are flying. People are dying. Oh my god, it's all too easy for EG here.
That was your last all-in maneuver, I'm pretty sure.
And you could tell as well that it felt like they knew that it was coming. Like,
yeah.
Ramses kept throwing out those Heavenly Graces and, you know, the Solar Crest onto Arteezy as he was walking in to break the smoke that they thought was coming.
Yeah, I mean, when you're far enough ahead, you can beat superior, like, team fight. You know, like, they don't have a counter to the Enigma Black Hole. Well, their counter is being just better than you. God.
Oh, Abed, he's gone in a bit deep, my dudes, as they get the Aegis one time.
Do they have Rolling Thunder? Do they have anything to disable him?
Malphus? Baby? No, it's not going to be their time. Malphus comes out, but, I mean, that was a dominance move. Might have gone a bit too far.
Well, that's not going to be a lane of barracks because they no longer have Aegis on Storm Spirit.
Oh, no. Maybe it is, actually, as they turn back into them. Rolling Thunder comes out from Boxy. Arteezy chasing forward. They get the pull in onto 2, doing so much damage. Does get bashed through the midst of it, but now they've gone in with Boxy, and he's eventually going to be punished as another Static Storm comes on down. That one is an Aghanim's upgraded one, as not even the fountain is fully safe.
I love the fact that the fight started and you said, yeah, it probably is another lane of barracks. Despite the fact it was Liquid starting the fight on EG, we've been conditioned to understand that this game's probably over and that EG is going to win that fight, despite Liquid's the one starting it. I mean, we just keep on watching Arteezy Night Stalker. I mean, we said it at the start, right? It's like the safe lane Night Stalker, they're going to have damage issues. They banked on, like, Koipa's tiny mid to be able to create a lot of... He needs to start the fights, he needs to be able to blow up some heroes, and then the Pango comes in and cleans up the rest of the fight. Taiga follows that up. But you just never got to that first part, in particular because you've got like this Night Stalker with an Omni Knight. You can't kill him.
Oh no, not again. Oh, they roll in from downtown and find Mikke. He was trying to farm to get to that next item, and it was just not gonna happen. Back to the next shrine. Is there a mercy button? What do we?
Yeah, can we can we be the referee that comes
throw in
and
the towel?
throws in the towel for Liquid? They're being beaten senseless at this point.
God, take down another one, why don't you? And another Rolling Thunder. BKB immediately popped. Never say die is the call from Liquid.
So the next step for Arteezy is going to be Nullifier, I think, which will be another good way to answer Pango and Enigma. They'll rely heavily on Insania's level 2 swap, which he's still trying to get. Just needs like a point of experience and he'll have it.
Ooh, 100.
Yeah, you need that. You need a longer distance to get people away from this silence and away from this Will-O-Wisp, because level 1 swap just isn't far enough.
It's feeling like far too much, definitely. And even the answers that they have, like, the reason that they got that kill onto Abed was because he just went crazy, right? He saw the Vengeance respawn, he's like, I'm just going to go in there. He was able to bait out a couple buybacks when it happened. If they play this safe, I don't think that there's a way that Liquid can win. Just based upon like the movement, sit the Omni Knight behind anybody, and just let them punch the tower. Like Disruptor could go up and punch the tier 3.
Just play together. You can have one hero that's separated from the rest. But other than that, I mean, if you play together as a group, just don't get 5-man black hold. And Liquid is going to have their hands full just trying to get one kill.
You can see Taiga, they're anticipating the jump from Storm and maybe hoping to get a black hole when he does go in on one of the backline heroes. But right now it's just Ramses that's able to sit behind and keep all fine and dandy. Shiva's guard is going to be coming out in just a second, it looks like, for Storm. Which does mean that he does not have buyback. But it is feeling like even if that happens, the jump in comes, they find the black iron, looking for the black hole. It's pretty good, but there's no follow-up damage. And the BKBs get popped right as the Rolling Thunder comes through. They've got the Will-O-Wisp doing all the damage to Koitfa in the world. Taiga's dead. That's no more Enigma. That's GG.
Well, that's a 35,000 net worth lead by 32 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that ain't great.
That's big stomp territory right there. Whenever you see heroes that have to build items that isn't natural to their builds, it means there's a little bit of a problem. And you see this Phantom Lancer who had to go Diffuser Blade, Yasha, and then was trying to go BKB. When you have this Pango going Eul Scepter into Basher because they need more control, there's just like something wrong that you're trying to address. There's something wrong with the draft, that there's this huge weakness and you're trying to address that part. You're just not able to with items. It's just not good enough. I think Liquid, they're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit more. This opening may not be as solid as they found it the first go-around against EG.
We'll have to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the first game of a best-of-3. Let's head back to the panel, see what they thought about that stomp.
Greed is not good, according to this game at least. That was a beatdown. EG takes down Liquid 1-0. I'm rejoined by OD Pixel and Trent, and initial thoughts.
Well, as panelists, it's important to be willing to learn when you're wrong and to really grow as individuals. But sometimes you're just really right, and you just read that shit, and you come out and you see the chat, and they all doubt you. But
I'd like to believe some of the chat. Some of the chat believes.
Of course they do.
They were like, yes,
yeah,
pal,
but
this is an extremely better draft from EG. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how Liquid was hoping to play that game. That PL ended up 0-8-0. I think the only
0-8-0.
Maybe this was another sort of TI Gyro incident. Sort of, oh no, I picked PL. I meant to ban it. I mean, obviously that's not great either. And then,
wow, but
because sort of like, why did you pick PL? And smile and play, Mickey. Smile and play.
Smile. No, but you say that. I mean, that's 32-minute game involved in 0 kills. I mean, it is the hero as well, and we saw the greed. We actually brought up EG being greedy and draft. It ends up being Liquid, and
They were.
I think what we've learned, even in like Beast Coast IG, the quicker team wins. Do you think is that where this patch is going for the end of the tournament?
Not necessarily. I mean, they just had like super hyper aggression that's like played off of being able to dive and be ahead and stay ahead. Like that sort of a line of if they're not ahead is not going to look very good. Like if you're able to turn one of those fights around with a good black hole early on, then perhaps this disruptor playing from behind is never going to be very fun. But that didn't happen.
It didn't.
They were just ahead the entire game.
Yes.
And those two supports, when you're ahead and dictating the fights, like when you can say, okay guys, Will-O-Wisp is up, okay, let's go fight, then life's
Can't do
going to be
anything.
good. Yeah.
No, and I think you've got to credit sort of EG for both things there. Sure we liked the draft. We thought it should be an easy win. I didn't think it would be that much of an easy win. That wasn't just a great draft from EG. They played it all perfectly. All three lanes were crushed. Very impressed with sort of how Ramsey stepped it up. We've seen Ramsey have some sort of rocky performances on the off lane, but this time around his aggression was at the perfect level. He was absolutely crushing them with that Omni Knight down at the bottom lane.
Would you give him the MVP? I was feeling like
It's-
it's between Ramses and
It's-
Abed.
Yeah,
in a
I
game,
didn't
in a stompy game like
Yeah.
that, I find it's always sort of hard to choose the MVP because you could look at each individual player there and say, that performance was fantastic. For me, overall, I would still give it to whoever was making the calls in the draft, whoever was sort of the final decision maker.
So
on that.
Bulba, we're going to pick Bulba.
Yeah,
Bulba MVP. Let's
Yeah.
give it to him.
Let's give
let
it to
Bulba
Bulba.
get
There
some
you
credit.
go,
There we
champ.
Bulba. Give
Ah.
it to Bulba.
And as
Yeah.
you see, the
He
draft
gets to
down,
wear the hat.
the draft down bottom there. So you think this Enigma, Venge, no more?
In this day of meta, those two as your opening two heroes, I think you're just missing out on so many other opportunities. You see those two heroes that doesn't strike me as a wow, look what we got as our first two heroes kind of opener, especially against a team that's just opened up with a first pick Night Stalker. I think we've seen from EG now this showing of them, the way that they can play with Artesia and the Night Stalkers in that carry position is very scary for other teams because you've now got to really consider against EG as well, just taking out Night Stalker first time every single time. And it was really refreshing to see as well, I think, and I think a lot of EG fans will agree, getting to see this play style of EG where Arteezy, he isn't on that AFK farmer. It isn't
He's
just
in
up to
there.
sort of Arbed and Ramses making some space, sacrificing their farm whilst, Arteezy sort of hoards the map for himself, building up all this gold. It's him getting involved, and then Arbed's able to sort of get away with getting more out of his movements because suddenly he has an active carry player to perform with. So he is getting farm. All three cores pretty much for the whole of the game are just ahead of farm because they're all making these fantastic coordinated moves around the map. And I just want to sort of see EG play this style more, and I want to see Arteezy getting as active and being on these heroes that allow him to play as well as he did here.
And
I mean-
man, that middle lane, double solo kill, Storm onto Tiny, and the second kill was against an Enigma who was there. And he did end up dying, but he got the kill before that. You want to see more of that Abed, right? We don't want to see that, as Owen said, we don't want to see that sacrifice. We want to see him go.
And it wasn't just his laning stage either. Like afterward, he was so aggressive.
Yeah.
Like very many, so many kills across the map. He ends up getting a double kill on the PL and the Enigma with a DD rune. I mean, how many times did he just find Mickey just like farming some neutrals somewhere or ancients and just ruining his time? And that was part of the power of their dual core and the Night Stalker and the Storm Spirit, that if either of them got even just a glimpse of PL, he was just dead.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and just overall, because this duo core, it's like the perfect snowballing duo core, right? As soon as these two heroes get any sort of momentum, they're going to sweep up the game. And
I can read those letters at the top. They say M, V, and P,
Yeah, you do.
actually.
And that's
Yeah.
EG, so it looks like it is Abed who gets it 19, 2, and 12.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to go against.
It is,
33,383 Twitch chatters impressed.
Yep.
38.6% of viewers cheering his name. 28.9. I'm going to go with those are the defectors. Those are
20
the haters who
Some-
can suck it because
Wow.
he's owning.
I think the number, something was rubbed 20,628 times to get this victory for Evil Geniuses. So good job, fans out there.
You guys did
real
great.
seal
did
the deal for them.
So, man, going into this next, are we changing up any bans, or do you think Liquid just needs to change up the picks then? Because it doesn't sound like we hated the bans, just the opener more so.
I think it was the opener wasn't the best opener, but I think it really did just go downhill at the PL pick. It
I
did
think-
nothing, and we were worried that it would do nothing, and it didn't do.
Night
I'm
Stalker's good
open to hate
against
the
it.
opener a little
Yeah.
bit. I feel like
Yeah.
Night Stalker says, hi, we're going to be aggressive and run at you. and then you pick like a pretty slow support duo.
Yeah, I think
mean,
especially
Just mostly the Enigma.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
I would rather like Tiger play like the Sand King, you know that game.
Or even like a Tusk or something. I mean, Tusk isn't very good versus Night Stalker, but something more along those lines where it's like, I'm ready to fight. We're here. We're prepared for engagements. I'm not looking for these big items first.
Yeah.
Low cooldown, perhaps, would be a little bit more
But
beneficial.
without it, I don't think we'll see a single game in the rest of the tournament where PL is picked into Night Stalker. I don't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, especially if the Night Stalker is carry. The timings, everything. You're never at a point when you're able
You'll never be ahead of
able
them.
to fight. You cannot turn up to the fight because you're so reliant on your abilities, jumping around with the doppelganger. You're not going to get to do that against any of the timings that carry Night Stalker is playing with against you.
Yeah, it's not like PL's even a good hero, even like not against Night Stalker, right? They risked it.
They went for the let's kill the
No
Will-O-Wisp,
biscuit.
I feel like.
Yeah.
And don't
You
wa-
can't.
just don't.
Dude,
You
right?
can't.
You can't. You think you
I've
can,
tried.
but
You
you
think you
can't.
can.
It's
Joke
not.
spinning is the only hero that can kill Will-O-Wisp.
And
That
even
is
then,
it.
you're like,
Yeah, and even then
maybe.
you don't know if that's worth it.
yeah.
It's like, man, I should have just Omni-Slash this whole time.
Why'd I do that? Well,
Yeah.
that does bring us to the end of game number 1. Evil Geniuses 1 game up over Team Liquid. Can the boys in light blue bring it back against the boys in dark blue? You're going to have to come back and find out.